While this book is mostly framed around the 7 core coaching questions, Stanier has also sprinkled in some additional habits to adopt as well, and he calls these Masterclass Tools. To build these new habits, Stanier says you need 5 essential components: a reason, a trigger, a micro habit, effective practice, and a plan. Try to keep these in mind as we continue. And make sure to pay attention and see if you already have any of the following habits, or if you'll need to start implementing them. The first tool is to ask one question at a time. Sometimes being on the receiving end of someone with a pocket full of questions can leave you feeling dazed and confused. When questions come hurling at you left and right and there's no time to answer any of them, this can be referred to as drive-by questioning. And rather than creating the environment for a supportive conversation, it ends up feeling like an interrogation. So here's the lesson. When I've asked a question, instead of adding another question, and then maybe another question, and then another, because after all, they're all good questions, and I'm really curious as to what their answers are, I will ask just one question, and then be quiet while I wait for the answer. For this tool, Stanier advises that you cut the intro and make a habit of just coming right out and asking the question. Many times as a coach, we will ask a question after a slow, rambling, meandering introduction. Moving forward, try to cut the preliminary flim-flam. You don't need a runway to pick up speed. You can just take off. So if you know what question to ask, get to the point and ask it. Stanier reiterates several times that it's better for everyone when you give a little less advice and ask a few more questions. But at the same time, in your heart, you're pretty sure you know the answer to the problem being discussed. So you've mastered those fake questions like, have you thought of blank? Or what about blank? Or did you consider blank? Stop offering up advice with a question mark attached. It doesn't count as asking a question. If you've got an idea, wait and then ask, and what else? And you'll usually find that the person comes up with that very idea that's burning a hole in your brain. And if they don't, then offer your idea as an idea and not disguised as a fake question. Questions that start with why are not your friends in coaching. There are 2 reasons why that's the case. It could put people on the defensive. If you get the tone even slightly off, your why question could come across as accusatory and harsh. It could also come across like you're trying to solve the problem. You ask why because you want more detail, and you want more detail because you want to solve the problem. And suddenly you're back in the cycle of overdependence and overwhelm. So when you want to ask a question that starts with why, stop and try to reframe it with a what. It's no accident that 6 of the 7 essential questions start with what. Some examples of this are, instead of, why did you do that? Ask, what were you hoping for here? Instead of, why did you think this was a good idea? Ask, what made you choose this course of action? Instead of, why are you bothering with this? Ask, what's important for you here?